Hi everyone, this is Amanda, and this week we are talking about our research topics. So to begin, my research topic is on the 2007 Southern California wildfires, and I'm focusing mostly on the community response to it. Some of the most effective search terms or any other tips. First, I like to narrow down the time frame for the articles. I usually start out doing 10 years and then do it from 5 years from this year, things like that to narrow it down so there's not too many. The next thing I also usually do is look up peer reviewed articles only to also narrow down the search. And some of the biggest words that I looked up obviously would be the 2007 Southern California wildfires. I looked up this by itself first just to get like a basis of what happened, where, things like that. And then I made it more specific by looking up response, reactions, words like that to figure out how the community responded to it, not just the people, but also I wanted to see about how like first responders, like the police, the fire department, etc. And then next we'll go into the 5 EPA citations. The first one was called the Initial Impressions Report, Southern California Fires 2007, What We Learned and What Worked. This describes the events of the fire. It tells us the roles in command between the groups and the organizations. It was telling me about air operations, about fire behavior tactics and strategies, and even the evacuations. The second article I found was the 2007 Southern California wildfires lessons in complexity. This pretty much just went over the lessons that were learned after the wildfires in California. The third being the Southern California wildfires of 2007, preparing and responding to the communities. And this once again describes the fires, the warnings that were sent out, the evacuations, the shelter response and relief, and any after action reports and lessons learned. The fourth article that I found was called Back Channels in the Front Lines, Emergent Uses of Social Media in the 2007 Southern California wildfires. And I thought this was pretty cool because this was discussing the use of social media to like warn people to just send any kind of information during the time of the fires. And the last article was called New Frames on Crisis, Citizen Journalism Changing the Dynamics of Crisis Communication. And once again, this was describing the roles and the patterns of information that was being sought by the community members experiencing the wildfires and the impact. Any questions that I would have for a librarian would just be maybe just like help on more words that I could use to get up different types of articles, because I kept trying to switch up the words and they would bring the same article, so I was obviously limited on them. So I think that would be the biggest thing for me, is just thinking of different ways to word my search to be able to find more information. But I think this is definitely an interesting topic because this is something that has happened multiple times in California. Just wildfires in general are something that don't generally happen around here. So it's definitely something interesting for me to look up, and I'm pretty excited about it.